I love someone, but we're not together. We're living separate lives. Yet something in me is drawn specifically to him. Can it be just a kind of energetic influence? I wouldn't place energetic influence and love in the same basket. Love is a form of energy. Love is a divine expression. If you love someone, that love affects them. Your love is a real force. You send it out, and of course it has an effect on that person. But it's a positive influence. Endlessly, infinitely positive. Love is a divine expression. So no matter where a person is, you can love them freely. I often say that every atom, every quantum in this universe, is connected to every other quantum in all other universes. In this space, there's no separation at all, just one unified presence. Every atom is linked to every other atom, just as every neuron in your mind is linked to all the others. There are about 50 trillion of them, maybe more if you meditate. Love is a good thing. Keep loving, but don't get caught up in the idea that it's energy affecting you or someone else. Do not fixate on that. Of course, it has an effect because you're experiencing it. Any experience has its effect. But some effects are positive and some are negative. Right? Think of moments when you're deeply affected by someone else's pain. What is that? It's your love and compassion, but at the same time, it's also the emotional or astral impact of that person on you. You don't like the feeling and you want to help. You feel unpleasant sensations in your own body, so you try to ease their suffering. And when you do, you express love and compassion. Through that, the negative energy transforms. Ideally, everyone should focus on becoming a carrier of spirit, someone who can bring comfort to everyone they meet and interact with. You may have heard of the Comforter, the Holy Spirit. Your presence alone, dear Kriya yogis, should heal people you love, or at least make them feel better. That shows you've reached a deep level in your practice. Aim for that. You don't need anything else. Superpowers. The greatest superpower of all is the ability to bring comfort. Not as a personality, but as a living essence. People should feel more confident simply by being around you. That's when it becomes truly real. How can I overcome fear and approach a girl? Fear is an imprint of an unfortunate experience from the past. A person remains lodged in the past, fixating their consciousness and attention on what has already happened, and then projecting it into the future, imagining it will happen again. Naturally, this becomes a kind of self-programming. Instead of thinking about how to approach a girl, shift your attention to a different question. Who are you for this girl? Look at it this way. If your intentions are serious and you are thinking in terms of a real relationship, then reflect on what you can offer her. What can you bring into her life? As a man, what qualities do you possess? What higher, finer aspects of your heart and consciousness can you genuinely share? Concentrate on these qualities and be ready to share them, and it will become much easier to initiate contact and speak openly. Do not assume you will be turned down. On the contrary, be prepared to give from what you already have within you. And even if she does turn you down, it's not something to worry about. You are rich in many ways. Dear Imram, why do I keep ending up unemployed? Even when I do get a job, I can't stay there for long for various reasons. Back in the Soviet Union, there was a popular satirical newsreel series called Fitil. In one sketch, a man goes to see a doctor with a complaint. I can't work, he says. What seems to be the problem? No idea. Everything appears to be normal. Things are fine at home. When I'm at home, I feel absolutely wonderful, but the moment I go to work, I'm suddenly ill, completely unable to do my job. Unemployment. It's mainly because you don't enjoy the work you're doing. Turn towards something you actually like. Ask yourself right now, what do I really want? What do you want from yourself and from life? How do you want things to be? At this moment, you've got several possible paths in front of you. All of us at a quantum level shaped by the laws of the universe have several possible paths our lives can take. Pick the one that feels right and focus on it. It's a matter of choice. If you keep your attention on the negative, you end up choosing the negative. Yet right next to it, figuratively speaking, there's a positive option that you simply haven't picked up. If you regard your work as something you hate, it'll naturally feel heavy and unpleasant. If you think you're forced to work, to do what you dislike, because there's no other way, that's just the mind talking. There's always another option. There's always another choice. You can leave the job you dislike and look for something you genuinely want to do. You just need to step into that decision, accept it, and feel strong enough to act on it. So yes, you've got several possible directions. Choose the positive one. How does one learn to love someone close? It's hard to get along with my mother-in-law. How can I change this situation? Light and blood. That's what the word means, light and blood. Who is a mother-in-law? She is a mother. Holy blood, or light expressed through blood. Blood is what connects you. Russian words carry profound meanings. So how do you love and understand her? See God in her. When you speak to her, speak to God. When you interact with your mother-in-law, look into the heart. Right here in the chest. If you can't perceive the heart I mentioned earlier, just look at the chest and learn to see the light. Learn to perceive this holy blood as an opportunity to show as much love and compassion as possible. It doesn't matter what she says to you. What matters is how you respond. This is your path, your karma. You made a choice when you joined this family. Now simply accept her. And one day, both of you will go to separate worlds, to different spiritual realms. Then you'll look back and laugh at all these games, pleasant or not, while sitting on a cloud somewhere. I work with sick people. How do I restore myself afterwards and release the energy of illness I absorb during the day? You've chosen a challenging path or a destiny. If you've become a healer. A true healer doesn't have an easy life. Constant contact with sick people causes strain. I've gone through this myself in my own way. You have two choices: continue working as you do, or rise to a new level where you no longer heal in the usual sense, but heal through your presence, through Shakti energy, the highest transcendental power. In your presence itself can become healing. Anyone can reach the level of a supreme healer, an instrument in the hands of the divine. And always remember the laws of karma. Don't interfere with the process, but help healing happen naturally, without doing anything. A simple example, Lahiri Mahasaya, a great Yogiraj and disciple of Babaji, people would come to him, sit nearby, and be healed. He didn't heal anyone, yet his energy simply reached them and transformed them. That is the highest level. You should come home after work with love still in your heart for the people who came to you. Understand that every person who visits you is a messenger of God. It's not about you healing those who seek your help. It's about God working through them to heal you. See it from that angle. Through them, He helps you expand your love and compassion even more. Can you do it? If you're in that state, then the work won't frighten you, exhaust you, or feel overwhelming. You won't find it difficult. Difficulty comes when you separate yourself from spirit, when you step away from the transcendental force. Difficulty comes when your selfhood steps in. It's not bad, but it's still there. You can claim that you healed a person. It wasn't you. God healed them through you. Be the best possible channel for this energy. If you want the Creator to heal others through you, simply surrender to Him fully. Let Him work through your hands. Then you won't feel tired. I know this from experience. The number of children diagnosed with autism is increasing. Many of these children don't speak or understand verbal communication. What advice can Imram give to their parents? There are many reasons for autism, including social factors. But from the perspective of yoga or spiritual practice, here's how I see it and the guidance I can offer. These children are fundamentally the same as any other child. They are more inwardly focused, and maybe that's the only difference. How does one child differ from another? Mostly in how they express themselves outwardly. A typical child sings, recites poems, or is visibly active. An autistic child may experience all of that internally, but they don't show it on the outside. That's the main difference, just external expression. They are still a child like many others, and their parents continue to love them, just like any other person. It's also worth noting that some children seem to arrive in this world accidentally. They don't wish to be here. They didn't really choose to be here. Yet by the law of karma, there's a higher purpose in it. These children may not want to interact with this world in the usual way. People label them autistic. In reality, their souls come from other higher dimensions or parallel worlds. They live in this world against their will. This is why they focus inwardly. They feel more at home in the world they came from, so their attention and focus remain there. In this world, they don't feel at ease. That's my perspective on autistic children. Of course, this doesn't fully explain everything about this problem, if you even call it a problem. Good evening. What's a better way to realization? Learning to tame my pride, mastering humility and unconditional love while dealing with non-spiritual people? Or to find a new job and focus more on practice and meditation? If the goal is to tame your pride, work with non-spiritual people. This is actually a great opportunity. Be a passerby. It doesn't matter how you present yourself in terms of service or acceptance. It's irrelevant. What matters is that you focus on a lofty goal. You asked about realization. First, ask yourself, what does it mean to you? What does it look like from your perspective? How do you see it? If you think of realization as something to achieve, then beware. This is the desire of your ego. The ego seeks realization in order to become a superego. Every ego longs to become a superego. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. Move towards your goal. When you focus on a high goal, you direct all your energy towards it. Imagine walking along the street, and a man of little culture insults you. Will you pay attention if you're truly focused on your goal? You simply say hi and bye, and keep moving forward. That's it. You neutralize all negative influences while moving towards your goal. But in this case, it isn't a matter of walking down a street. You may remain at home with your loved ones, who at times may strike you as rather annoying. It's about your internal state. You have a goal. Focus on your goal. When children are absorbed in something, for example, you say, "Let's have lunch, kids." But they are drawing something. They're passionate and engaged. They are in the flow and don't feel hunger. Your body might feel hungry, yet your mind is far too absorbed to assess whether you're hungry or not. You are absorbed in what you are doing. This drive, this enthusiasm, is what matters for realization. Humility, by the way, is an inner state. And it doesn't equal to weakness. Spirituality is not weakness, it is strength. True spirituality is being able to manifest power when needed, while remaining humble. Everything rests in the power of the highest, in the power of the Creator. And when you let that strength move through you, you're expressing His power, His will. He works through you, and you open yourself for that to happen. You and the divine are working as one. This way, everything will fall into place.